Hey everyone, it's Sebastian with Ignite Your Craft. I wanted to give a little breakdown of how our weekend went at store number 3. I'm not there now because with all the chaos going on, I forgot that we went back to being open 7 days a week instead of just 5 days a week. And I was headed down to the new store to build a couple shelves that we finally got delivered yesterday. And then I was looking to see who was working in this store, and I didn't have anyone scheduled. So here I am in store number 2, working today. Just a little bit of the chaos that we have to deal with these days as we're rapidly kind of growing. So I want to talk about how it went. So store number 3, it was a fantastic weekend. It was the nicest weather weekend here in Michigan that we've had all year, I think. And it was wonderful to chat with the tourists that were in town. They were excited. It's more of a very kind of quick transaction with the clientele that comes in there. They spend more money, which is fantastic. Our other couple shops here, store number 1 doesn't spend as, you know, they're a little bit more tight with their money. We're frugal with it, which that's totally fine. That's who we opened up with. That's what we cater to, and that's what we know that customer well. Store number 2 is kind of in the middle now, and store number 3 is like kind of they were there to spend money. So that was fantastic. However, that makes us look at things of, oh, we need to make some changes kind of quick here. So one of the things that happened was several of the customers came in, they smelled our candles. We just launched these candles. Have I talked about these? I think I've talked about these candles. So we ended up, this was the one where we had the palette of matte black, and then we had to send back to, I don't know why I'm smelling that for you. It smells good. We had to send them back to our, not our supplier, but our, I guess, glass manufacturer. They paint these. These come as white or clear containers, and we have these actually sprayed matte black, and then they're put on a pallet and delivered to us. There's a whole debacle we had with them not being sprayed enough in previous videos. And then this is the one that we did our box, because we never had a box before. So we did a box. So this candle. So this candle was on display. This is our santal and sandalwood candle. Santal is really popular right now amongst ladies that kind of follow the trends of what's hot in the perfume world. Tom Ford, I believe, came out with a perfume that is inspired, or it has santal scents in it. So we were getting a lot of requests from people. Hey, do you have santal? Do you have santal? I don't know what santal was. We looked it up. We're like, oh, let's get some of this. And then I saw some of the main suppliers starting to carry it. So Chad created this fantastic candle for us. It's really, it's an elevated smell. It's that hotel kind of collection smell that some people like to go for. It's fantastic for us. So we just released that those candles a week ago. We had them in the new store. That one did really well. However, when people were smelling that candle in the store, this clientele that I told you, they spend a little bit more. They have a higher income than our other 2 stores. They were comparing it, I might butcher this name, but they were comparing it to a Le Labo candle. I didn't know what that was. I don't stay on top of all of those. I know a lot of the other ones, like a Joe Malone candle or a Diptyque candle, things like that, that are kind of the more expensive candles. I don't spend that money on candles. So, and I don't spend that money on anything in real life either. So I don't follow like the wealthier trends. However, with store number 3, what we've learned is people that shop there, they were coming in and they were comparing it to something that was expensive. However, that's not an expensive candle. So we're going to convert that into an expensive candle. And we're going to get these other candles out as soon as we can, of more elevated, more high-end, using vessels. So we've got some Serafinas from Dulceria, which are fantastic. And then obviously all of the auras from Makesy are super fantastic. So we're gonna have to put some stuff together really quick, because they all bought that candle at $26 and they would have spent $56 for it, easy. They were going after those trendy scents. They were coming in asking for something specific. So even though our year-round scents are great if you're just picking up and shopping around smelling, but that clientele like knew what they were looking for. Hey, do you have a bergamot is super popular right now? Do you have a bergamot candle? So we were able to point them to those. And then we actually have one in this We have a bergamot and eucalyptus in that. These are all fantastic. You can actually, if you want, you can check out our website, garsnettbeacon.com, just to see what those are. Most all of those scents are following current trends. Again, I don't stay up on top of that. Chad does. He knows what's hot. He knows what customers are going to start asking for, and he stayed on top of it. So yeah, if you want, you can just check our website out just for that. I'm not, don't buy anything from us. You're a candle maker. You don't need to buy anything. But we have our duo collections at the top of our site there, so you can see some of those. I can't tell you if all of them are going to do fantastic. If you've followed us for a bit, our classic collection there, I tell a story about we started with 10 candles. I would only start with 6 if I was to start all over again. And a couple of the two of the 10 candles we started with bombed. They were terrible. One was a very lilac heavy candle. It was horrible. And one was a fresh linen, but it wasn't a very good fresh linen. It was a Candle Science. I think it was Candle Science's fresh linen and something else. And we do all our blending for those. It wasn't good. I thought it was great, but our customers clearly didn't think it was good. However, that's not a knock on Candle Science. It just didn't work. I thought it was good, but that's why we made it. They do have a better version of a clean cotton they have, which smells much more, I don't know. It's not as potent. It's not as in your face as what they used to have, or maybe they still have it. I don't know. It was a fresh linen. Anyways, enough of that. Anyways, so I can't give you how these 10 duos here, this is so weird doing this. I'm not a video person. I don't know how well they're all going to do. However, the one with Santal did really well. The one with Bergamot did really well. The grapefruit and blood orange killed. It killed. Like that was our best selling one for the weekend throughout the stores. So that did really well. Anyways, so I guess what I'm saying is Saugatuck did really well, but we know we have some room for growth there right away that we're seeing. Oh, people want something more elevated. We're going to bring in some higher end vessels. We're not going to have time to package them up, put them in boxes or anything like that. And I don't think that's necessary. They didn't seem to really care about that. We like it because of the packaging for the whole collection itself. But we are definitely going to get some larger candles. Like I said, the Auras from Makesy, the Dulceria, Seraphinas are fantastic as well. So we're rushing to get those out. We've had this whole line that Chad's been working on for a while, which is like some elevated scent, a hotel collection, maybe more bougie if that's a word they could still use these days. But we've just been testing and been busy with everything else. So it's like, okay, now we got to rush that out. And we're now knowing that we are going to raise our prices on those and see what happens there, because I'm very big on knowing who your customer avatar is and going after them, knowing what your market is, what is your niche. I'll make another video on that because some people keep asking that same question. And I know it's important because we're all just trying to do something just to make candles, but the way we stage all 3 of our stores and the way we interact with customers is completely different. Our Holland store, we have specific candles that that's store number 1 that clientele that shops there enjoys. Store number 2 here, we kind of have a feel for it, but it's not a heavy season. Heavy season here is going to be in like 2 more weeks. It'll start to pick up. So I don't have a great read on this one yet. It's so I'm not sure, but right away we were able to get a read on store number 3. So we're making those